shut down our opponent's defense and just really come up strong and make it as hard as possible for everybody else.
It's the bad King Walker.
I think it's really good. I think we got a really nice squad this year. I think if we keep the ball in play and keep the ball in hand, we'll do really well this weekend.
Does she have enough? Oh, she'll hand it off to Nisha Provo, who will finish it.
And for the U19s of Sosa, would you be willing to come up and bring it down?
Into some seniors women's action here. We've got New Brunswick in the white and green taking on Alberta. And the pink, white, black attack at the 2025 U19 Senior Atlantic Rugby Championships there at Maritime Athletic Profiles. Matt Watson, Dan Hobson along for the call.
Both 2 days ago and today. It was unbelievable.
Hard to believe it's just past 3 o'clock on the east coast of Canada. It's mid-morning for our Western Canada viewers. Days going by pretty quickly.
To all the incredible coaches that are doing round of applause as well.
Kate Knight scoops it off the turf.
It doesn't matter where
with some options to the outside.
High-level university rugby. It's one of the coolest things that you can ever do, and we are really good at rugby.
As Alberta gets up to the midfield
really
stripe.
Good at women's rugby in Canada. Make sure you keep going. It doesn't matter where you go. Play you sport, and then who knows what happens. And you deserve to get scholarships. And you keep deserving to win all these medals. So
has some tough yardage here
the captain of the
for Alberta
team from the Celtics U18 to come out and call out the names of your team.
So, of course, they're doing the medal presentation here from the U19 as this game under progress. Oh, a script kick. That
Great
was
block
blocked
by Kelsey Pringle.
Pringle.
Go on, Kels.
Got to take it all the way to get it down for New Brunswick.
Brownisha.
Fantastic try.
That was one of the ones that was tried to kick with the left foot.
Gabby!
And just right into the shins of Kelsey Pringle, and off she goes.
A little excitement in my voice there. Kelsey Pringle is another Acadia player that stepped in to help this side, and just a personally big fan of Kelsey. So
Amber Koo tried to chase her down and couldn't.
Ainsley! Lucy!
Says Madeline Lauren Walsh, we believe, will kick this conversion here for New Brunswick. It sails off the mark. 5-0 stage here for New Brunswick.
Sierra!
With a quick strike. Pretty much the
Sydney.
norm lineup there for Alberta. They've gone with Blake Shue, Otoykin, Mancox, B.A., Godry, Okiki, Flores, Ionides, Koo,
Ella.
Kochek, Powell, and Knight for them.
Evie.
With Sorensen, Alcott, Inbrigtson, Hofstad, Weir,
Marley.
Bester, Rodriguez, and Vogelsack, the spares for them.
Darcy.
Brunswick once again on the thing, and as my broadcast colleague was saying, it's been sort of like a mixed bag of this New Brunswick team. There's some players from Nova Scotia here who are also involved in the youth sport local rugby, as there's a steal by Alberta. Alberta swings it over. Ionides in the middle. Off of fingertips. Play continues to go on.
Kate.
No advantage, Key. Tap and go penalty. And just like that, Ionides will start it off. Quickly running up the field.
Sophia.
It's a team that's a mix of Calgary and Edmonton. and North and South divisions back home in Alberta for the Alberta viewers.
Owen. Stella. Amy.
And the captain of the U19 Celtics, please.
Scrum set up just inches away from the 22 of New Brunswick. And
Fantastic kick by the Spruce. I believe it was Taylor Donato that put that actual foot to the ball, but yeah, had it land in field and run out. A big territorial advantage.
Macy. Jemiah.
one of the things is we're right close to the
Liz.
PA speaker here, so you're getting a chance to hear the medals being handed out here to the Nova Scotia U19 as this game continues to go on. So Larissa
Tess.
Shrew with the inbound there for Alberta.
Amelia. Kate and Fiona and Meg. And Meg. Allie. Cora. Abby. Ava.
Brunswick with some
Azosa!
quick turn. That was McKean to the outside for them.
Georgia.
Up to the midfield.
Michaela. Fran.
Well, difficulty handling that time for
Grace!
Lily Innes, we believe. Keen.
Nice little kick to find space there.
Kate
Rowan.
Knight. She's got some jets, but not a lot of real estate to do anything. Runs into some green and white jerseys. Now Alberta trying to push the pile to the midfield stripe.
Charlotte.
Pile on, as they would say in high schools, schools and elementary schools, and plays blown to a halt. Just past 7 minutes, we talked about Marissa, who's from Beaumont, Alberta. She plays for the LA Crude Rugby Club back out west. We're number 2, so here we'll give some shout outs here in the last Alberta game of downfield level. Brunswick pass goes awry, kicks off, and now
Bit of a soccer game breaking out.
that's, yeah, you just took the words right out of my mouth. Scooped up there, Amber Koo. Amber from Lethbridge, Alberta, plays for the Calgary Irish AC. Ioannidis in the middle.
And a dodge with a nice tackle. Able to drop the body height and get down to legs quickly.
Toykin. Alberta's on the press, on the drive, trying to tie this up. Nothing going on the outside. We'll see if they switch, but they're still pushing and pushing.
Alberta just gaining and gaining and gaining.
Slow
A lot of
gains.
momentum.
They swing back. And they get it down for the try. 7-5. So we're watching that, and the white numbers of Alberta didn't quite see who got the try. Get confirmation from you for everybody there in just a few short minutes. Cassie Mann has tied it up.
The flags I've been using to judge the wind are falling away one by one, but seems like we'll make this slightly more difficult.
It's Katie Alcock. Chips it up. Makes it 7-5 for Alberta. To reset. Coming up shortly. Now, of course, I'm going to ask, well, basically, what you said some things about Alberta having the opportunity as being part of the tournament organizing committee. Maybe just want to basically say what you said a couple of days ago about Alberta coming out here to these championships.
Yeah, just connection was made through some of the coaches, and it's been expressed by everybody. Everybody wants more higher level competitive fixtures, and sometimes those are harder to come by, and the connection was made, and a need was found at this tournament, and so happy to have Alberta here joining, and perhaps showing a fixture and showing that there's a demand and an interest in large scale national style competition, and that we maybe are able to run events like this.
Just to let you know, Stephanie Hufstad has actually been doing the communications part here for the team. Says that she's sort of interested in coming out to Atlantic Canada.
There you go. Everybody should be.
Flores with the swing in the middle. And New Brunswick with the steal. Murrt. New Brunswick wants to get on the push.
Yeah, some good solid leg drive, but it looks like perhaps the ball was ripped away in contact.
Kick downfield.
He's running towards the sideline, but I think
Does
go
get
until Alberta kicked it again.
Nora Flores from Calgary, Alberta plays for the Calgary Irish AC. There's a great team name, Strathcona Druids Rugby Football Club.
That is a strong name.
Yeah. Danny Cox, a member of that. She's from Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta. That's just a community that sort of like borders, well, pretty much as it says, it's like right on the, it's in Alberta, but it borders right close to Saskatchewan. Baseball team a few years back in Nationals. I was here in Nova Scotia, and they have, that's how I sort of got that geographical knowledge, was from way back when. So it's amazing what information that you hold on to.
Yeah, that's funny.
Scrub coming up. Alberta up by 2. Quick strike by New Brunswick and a counter attack. Here by Cassie Mann has tied it. Coming up to the 14-minute mark. Flores. Said Calgary, Alberta product. Back to the outside, and they're trying to hit Kate Knight. We've seen some of her speed, but just unable to bring it down. In the meantime, follow up here by Katie Alcock. Alcock splits the gut, trying to get up and get some positive yardage here. Godry taking a couple of tacklers. One of them there was Liv Corbett for New Brunswick. Quick hot passes, Alcock again. O'Toykin.
Sort of more of the same here as Alberta, being very professional, running through the phases, not looking to do too much.
O'Toykin plays for the Calgary Rams Rugby Football Club.
I believe that was Hannah Kennedy that maybe ripped that ball away, but then went to a bit rushed on the kick. Oh, inches towards the line, but
trying.
Well, where's the try?
To be man once again. Put another 5 up, makes it 12-5. So some people probably, what they were probably looking back at home, you want to explain the how you reward a try with all you, because in football you got to do is break the plane. So you could explain the rules for this one here.
It's got to be grounded with some pressure on any part of the goal line or beyond. So yeah, that first white blade of grass, or any red one here, and yeah, grounded while you're in possession of the ball, or make a move to chase a bouncing ball. You can dive on it and put pressure on as well.
Second one for man. Algak try to convert. Skies it.
And your useless fun fact of the day, it's called a try. The try is increased in point value.
Yeah.
Incrementally over the years. It used to be worth 0.
Yeah.
And so the try was worth 0, and the kick after was the only thing that was worth any points. And so all you got for scoring was to try and kick it.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, if you meet a rugby player of a certain age, they probably scored 4-point tries as it became a television sport, and they realized they wanted to increase scoring and increase excitement. They knew that was what people were after.
And folks, he said that was a useless fact, but that was great information that just passed along.
We're about 15 minutes behind.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know where to be.
We're on water break right now.
Yeah.
Water break between Alberta and New Brunswick. So I had to take a look at some of the highlights, and when play resumes, we'll be back to call the rest of this first half in just a couple seconds.
Put Ocean there. Yeah, put her at 13.
Yeah.
She can beat someone on the outside. Yeah. But she can't catch a kick or pass.
All things are like.
That guy's such a good player. Is it Keegan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah.
He's poaching.
Yeah.
He's on the body. Like something has shifted. But something has shifted. He's grabbing the body too.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause he used to like one more when he was 17.
Yeah.
But he's
Still under 19 sort of thing. Yeah.
Play back to get underway.
A lot of the senior games happen.
Almost like a carbon copy of our last game between the two Nova Scotia U19s.
Senior women's.
yeah. So it
With
like
the
started
U18 striking for the first 5. And then 19s came back and got the rest of the points throughout that one to come away with the victory. Same in point here. New Brunswick with the first 5, 12 straight by Alberta. That's back from the water break.
Interesting day. Feels like the weather's sort of taking a turn for the.
Yeah,
Maybe not the
feel it.
worst, but the wind is up and the clouds are in. Oh, I was trying to
Bounces
sit
there
up.
for Bikini. Alberta taking it up to their 10-meter line. Started the day with showers and the sun came out, humidity went up. It looks to be more showers possibly coming in the area, but it also may be a blowing by. Speaking of blow by, Alcock. And placed down for the try, and it's Casey Manigan, the hat trick for Alberta, 3 tries for her. You know, a few minutes ago you were saying about the useless fact. I did not know that, so that is some great information.
There you go. It's a question you have to answer a lot when you coach little kids in rugby. Why do they call it a try? So I had to Google the actual answer and find that out.
Just a 30% chance of showers the rest of the way. Game time temperature 28 degrees, humid X of 33. Alcock to convert. 17 straight for Alberta. Kate Alcock, and with the handoff to Willow B.A. So pardon me, my mistake there. It was Willow B.A. The white number's hard to read, but Willow B.A. Yeah, a chance to meet her in the tournament early. So she won a U Sport Community Award, just to let the viewers know.
Dylan, are we not on? Are we on that sponsor page? Okay, the game is still happening? The game is still happening? Okay, I was just like, didn't want to know if you thought it was halftime or something.
Yeah, as I was mentioning, Willow Bay recognized for the 2024 Rugby 15's U Sport Community Service Award for leadership and contributions to the rugby community.
Big tackle there on the sideline as we're saying that.
Willow created an organization that provides support to injured athletes, and she was also named to the 2024 Rugby 15's Canada West All-Star Team. A special thank you to Rugby Alberta for passing along some great information here at the championships to pass along to get to know more about the athletes that are participating here on this big stage in Windsor, Nova Scotia. O'Toykin trying to do almost basketball style, bounce it up to her hands. Flores instantly met. Diana Irving was favoring her head momentarily for New Brunswick. Ioannidis. It's a few. Flores with the swing to the outside. Or back to the middle. Flores again. Ball's loose, but
loud, angry whistle, as they say. You know, yeah. Once the referees are communicating with the players, you sort of get a sense of what that whistle's for by the tone. A little quick chirp, probably just a knock on or a forward pass, but more aggressive one, we're probably coming back for a penalty.
Evie Blake. O'Toykin. Back to Blake again. Should have just taken a couple of, just one New Brunswick tackler with her on the process. O'Toykin again.
A strong carry by EB, as we've seen lots so far.
Alberta slowly going down the field again. An impressive run by Ioannidis. Ioannidis with 2 to breaks the ankle, stiff arm, and pretty much makes the defender stand still as Milana Ioannidis with the try 5 for Alberta. 22 unanswered points for Alberta. So hit the 22nd minute. Get the late stages there. Ioannidis with that good. So we watch it again. She takes off and then just fakes one way, blows by a couple of defenders. And one person to beat. Gives Hannah Kennedy the old house she going and in for the try. Kate Alcock. Good. 23-5. We're getting ready for the restart, but we're also getting close here to the end of this first half. A 19-point lead for Alberta. Keen to get it restarted. We'll get the 10. Not so much. So scrum midfield. Ioannidis from Edmonton, Alberta plays for their Nor'westers, AA rugby. Back in Alberta. So scrum here with the just about ready to approach 1 minute and change. Maybe some injury time added on. Downfields level. Okiki, Victoria Okiki. I believe that's her first touch of the game. To the outside, Kate Knight. Ankle tackle brought down thanks to Team New Brunswick. As Alberta on the press again. If man pushed over Irwin in the process, getting a little bit closer here for Alberta. O'Toikin. O'Toikin has it down. Actually, we'll hold on that. As it's held up. So it'll stay 24-5. With New Brunswick, long weekend. New Brunswick here to kick it off, and Marissa Shue will handle it. Brings it inside the New Brunswick 22. And there's the 3 quick blows of the whistle by referee to indicate we've come to the end of the first half. New Brunswick struck early, 24 straight for Alberta. Has them up by 19. Well, I thought there was going to be that. They have some injury time put on. So, thought I might have heard 3 quick whistles. It's very noisy when you have celebrations and things going on close to our broadcast locations. And a New Brunswick penalty. Tap go Flores. Pass to Powell. Rebecca Powell, 12 for Alberta. O'Toikin. Pass on the bounce. Flores lost her footing, was about ready to grab him and lost her footing, but Alberta still pressing here. Blake. Quick handoff, nothing there.
And a Dodge still bringing the physicality all game, every game. Just need to find a way to stop some of this Alberta momentum, otherwise just,
Blake. Nothing going for Blake this time. Swing back out. Alcock. Victoria Okiki. There's a New Brunswick penalty. Alberta would love to go on up tempo with this. A tap and go. Bounced.
New Brunswick has come away with it.
Yeah, into the hands of Gabrielle Leverett. A bouncing ball. Flores. A little bit of room. Outside, Alcock. Kate Alcock. Struck down by her shirt. Flores. Intended pass. Katie Man. There we go. So there's the 3 whistles to indicate the end of this first half of the senior women's competition. Alberta leading at the half. So we'll take a break, step aside just for a few minutes, and we'll be back with more action here in Windsor in just a couple moments. And we're back. Hope you had a chance to get a slice or two or have gone to the refrigerator, get restocked up here for the second half between New Brunswick and Alberta at the 2025 Senior U19 Atlantic Rugby Championships. And yeah, I did switch that around because we were into the senior category of Alberta, up by 19 and on the press again with Mann.
Some decent line integrity in the defensive line by New Brunswick there, but just need to pull the trigger and make a shot here. It's a good job by number 7.
Frey with the tackle for New Brunswick. Flores spinning around. Bird decides to go short with it. And it will be New Brunswick ball. Actually, was knocked out. Apologies, a scrum and just outside the 22.
Who are we looking for?
New Brunswick, they get the ball and then they get penalized. Back 10, tap and go. Cassie Mann. Mann. Tough yardage for Mann along that sideline, that far sideline. Get close to that touch line. Punched in by Alberta, so they get another try on the board.
As we say, just for New Brunswick, difficult to make these tackles without being able to gain any momentum and drive through. Otherwise, it's just momentum.
Also, too, you said before, penalties, and they just got penalized. And that's just sort of that back 10, it just hurts, and Alberta able to cash it in. Kate Alcock. From outside the right, upright. Just inside the 22. And try to make this conversion. And good. That gets appreciation from the Alberta fans that have made their way down to Windsor, Nova Scotia for the weekend as Alcock connects.
And the standard of kicking, I mean, not to take what should be one person's shine and give it to everybody, but the standard of kicking all tournament. Goal kicking and kicking from hand, but yeah, goal kicking, so many sideline conversions that we've seen and big long distance kicks. It's been great to see. It's an important part of the game. It makes the risk reward of things make sense. It makes the point scoring sort of reasonable. If teams aren't able to convert, it makes the game sort of very low scoring. So,
and you also said about scoreboard pressure too, that if you're in a tight game and it's a low scoring game and you're right around there, to have that in your back pocket really helps you the rest of the way.
Yeah, certainly.
Four and a half minutes gone. And 31 straight points here for Alberta. It's looking to be a really good match here for New Brunswick with 31 straight points. And
athletic move from the Alberta scrum half to pick that off the deck as
there's Mann
falling.
already has a player of the game in this tournament so far, Flores. Vogelsack. Flores. Help at fingertips by Alcock. Not the easiest of passes to handle. Vogelsack. Flores. Man.
Breland Morant.
Morant going for
ripped
the
away.
steal, exactly.
Breland Morant, another one of our Nova Scotia players. It was an athletic move to rip it away, and then disappointing on the turnover.
Katie Bester. Flores. Try rewarded. I believe it's Daddy Cox that got it down. 36 straight points. As we watch the replay. Scooped it off the ground was Cox and in. Squared it up, Alcock again. Good. (38-5). Alcock has been busy with the conversion, but she's also had a really good game here for Alberta. A couple of runs here, so it's been a definite team effort here for Alberta in this one. Everybody's
I think you
contributed.
could see they're looking to put on a performance, and for a team that, like all of these teams, they don't get to perform together and play together all that much. They're looking to get everything out of every moment.
Yes, this was a team that was formed through a regional competition between two Alberta sides, the Edmonton Gold, which also represented the North, and the Calgary Mavericks representing the South. And from that competition, they brought together selected athletes and coaches from the regions to build a unified provincial team. And that's what they brought here to Windsor, Nova Scotia this weekend. It seems to be New Brunswick's been a little bit of penalty trouble, and Alberta has taken advantage of this throughout this match.
Yeah, if the scrum is generating penalties like that, it's certainly tough. Some lovely continuity by Alberta when one stray offload away from perhaps a pretty big line break.
Talked a lot about Stephanie Hoofstad, and of course she's an officer in the Canadian Armed Forces, balances her military service with her commitments to rugby at a high performance level. Was also named to the 2024 Rugby 15's Canada West All-Star Team, and will be participating in the Canadian Classic 30th Anniversary Tournament this August, competing with several matches in England and Scotland.
Yeah, I think starting to see the New Brunswick pack run out of steam. penalties just coming too
Penalties.
fast and too furious.
Defending. Well, might not have been the prettiest. They've got 5 more on the board for them. Makes it 43-5. Sometimes it's not how you drew it up, but just bounces and
just a straight down bounce. I think some calls from the crowd that maybe it was a knock on, but it was of course great work by Hannah Kennedy, who's been doing her best, knocked backwards off a New Brunswick hand was what people maybe thought was the knock on.
Kaylee Mosolini Flynn with the rush, the original rush there. Might not be the easiest of shots, but as you said, the kicking has been strong here, so never say never. Good. That's why you say never.
And a great catch by Celtic's head coach Emma Delory in the dead ball line, watching her team warm up.
$45-5. You said about the penalty sort of like hurting New Brunswick, and also too that they've been defending a lot, and they have a lot of offensive chances this second half.
Yeah, it's a tiring weekend, and I hope to see New Brunswick be able to play with the ball here a little bit in these last portion of play.
That was Stella Henry Rodriguez with a good rush for Alberta. Here's the lady Flynn. Hoofstad. Man, push back. Flores.
Let a pick off.
Yes, a pick off.
Nobody's going to catch Taylor Donato.
Donato. Matter if she could just outrun. You said it. Yes, sir. Gets it down for the try 5 for New Brunswick. Taylor Donato. So if anything, that breaks up the 45 unanswered point streak that Alberta has, and
yeah, and hopefully it's given New Brunswick, they want accomplishments and achievements, and we've said a few times when the game sort of, if the score gets out of hand in any game, you start to break it up into chunks, and so the Spruce will feel confident about those last few minutes, applying some defensive pressure and not giving up quite so much momentum, and then jumped on a mistake.
just over the bar. The line drive kick by Donato. She converts her own try, makes it 45-12. So we're at the three-quarter mark of the match. Time for a water break. As you said, break the game up in quarters. So,
yeah, if they can have a successful last little stint here, they'll feel be able to take something from that.
You know, in reality, It just felt like we got here, and I can't believe it's almost like 4:30 out of the East Coast of Canada.
Yeah,
it's just
this
type of day. It's just flown by.
Yeah, with the tighter timelines and turnarounds and medal presentations and bang, bang, bang. Yeah, feels it's certainly flying by, and it's been an exciting weekend.
We're into the senior category, so we're going to have senior women, which was scheduled to start around 4:30 with Nova Scotia versus Prince Edward Island, and wrap it up with the grand finale of senior men, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland. Get ready for the reset.
Dropped, but backwards.
Hannah O'Neill. Donato.
Hannah O'Neill is somebody worth highlighting. She's just given so much to New Brunswick Spruce programs in her time. Also plays with us at Acadia, but always has a lot of pride of being able to represent New Brunswick, and knows that at various times it's been hard work, but she's always willing to put the work in. And I think New Brunswick's very lucky to have people like Hannah O'Neill playing for them.
Stella Henry Rodriguez wanted to get in on this party for Alberta. Man. Rewarded with the try. Casey Mann increasing the score. And take a log for Alberta to strike back.
Nope, but as you say, just wipe that and start another 2-minute game here and see how that goes.
Kate Alcock squaring it up.
Successful kick, well struck, lots of distance.
And no rush. It wasn't eager. It doesn't rush her kicks we see from Kate Alcock. So 52-12.
I believe based on how the time when the first half ended, I know it was a discussion that the teams may shorten the halves by 5 minutes just by agreements, but a long weekend of games, and so we may be entering the final with three-ish minutes here. And yeah, just another thank you to the referees. I know it's hard work to be out there running around all day and in the heat and getting ready for games. More goes into it than just walking up to the field and refereeing. There's things to manage, and
there's times that we've like when we've dropped in on the conversations, Matt, that you could hear the heavy breathing. So there's been times that they've done a lot of running as well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I've gotten into refereeing just a small little bit, and yeah, my Apple Watch thinks I'm having a heart attack. I always said, you know, as a player, if a winger went and scored a try, I could just kick my feet up. I didn't need to run all that. But if I'm the referee, I need to chase them down and be there for when they score the try.
And you have to be right on top of it, as you see, because they have to.
They want you. They want you in the picture. That's
Yeah.
what the referee coaches say.
And it's a lot of moving around, like one side to the other.
Yep.
And the thing is, like over the last few years, sports pretty much having a hard time with officials gathering people interested in officiating. How are the numbers, would you say, here for maybe Nova Scotia, and if you can really, if you're sure, Atlantic Canada as a general?
Yeah, I don't have the rest of Atlantic Canada, but I would feel pretty confident to say we're growing it here in Nova Scotia, and we've just actually run a course, and we're probably up maybe 20 or 30% year over year with some new referees, and we've done really proud of the job we've done with the mentoring and onboarding of new referees, to where in the past people would take the course, maybe they'd see it advertised or they'd have a chance and take it, but they'd never actually end up reffing because it was daunting. So one, with the emergence of youth rugby, it's possible that you could take the referee course and only want to referee 14 or 16-year-olds, and it's not quite so stressful and not quite as intense. Instead of in years past, you take the course and all you could do was senior, intense, aggressive rugby. So yeah, we've got a little cohort that is doing more of our youth tournaments, and a cohort of more experienced referees that have taken on some mentorship and training, and some great support from Rugby Canada and Sport Nova Scotia to take on some of those initiatives.
Well, it's a very important aspect of the game. If you don't have officials, you can't play. So
certainly, yeah, it was people and parents and club people and everybody to understand and appreciate that, and to factor in the match officiating into everything you do. You should want to run some coaching courses, or you would run some match officiating courses. When you think about what a club is doing, if it's healthy, a part of that would be supplying providing the union with interested people and to develop into match officials.
Flores up to the New Brunswick 10. BA. Man, Flores. Try to get to the outside. Less than 10 to go till the end of this one. Flores, Stella Henry Rodriguez. Flores, pass.
Another opportunistic pickup by Donato if she can win the wrestling match. It looks like she has.
Yeah, she's definitely hurt. Oh, that pass was right in the knees, and for the meantime, a penalty against Alberta. So.
Yeah, I think in the wrestling match for that loose ball, an arm went high, so New Brunswick had won the loose ball battle, but it was also on penalty advantage. So after dropping the ball, they'll come right back to the penalty.
Taylor Donato with the in the touch. Breland Murit.
At the CRCs right before university, and she's an incredibly versatile player. Bit of a sevens background, so forward, back, it doesn't really make a difference to her. And settling into a role, but in our winter sevens, she was a very important player, able to keep up with people, but also you see there, really doesn't matter who it is, she's got a chance to knock them backwards in a tackle. So
Flores has been sort of swinging out a lot here this second half for Alberta, but this time decided to keep it and got some few meters up the field. Scrum coming up just outside the 22. Great second half for Taylor Donato. She's got that pick and try, and she's looked really good for New Brunswick in what's been a tough afternoon, but you've got to take the positives.
Yeah, certainly. I think as they they'll take the good with the bad, and they'll work on the things they need to work on, but certainly are positives and some sharp attacking, especially from Taylor, and strong defense from Anna Dodge, and it was Hannah Kennedy trying to get a try saver, but not going to be able to stop that one.
Yeah, Rebecca Kuchuk with the try for Alberta. And hugs afterwards. Ups at the 57-12. Yeah, it's a broken tackle there by Hannah O'Neill, and that just left Hannah Kennedy with the one-on-one against Kochuk, and Kochuk puts it down. Coming right into your living room, Kate Alcock. 4 to go in the second half, and 4 to go in the match. Is up. And that's wind, and just as soon as she kicked it, just more likely picked up the tee and just knew that wasn't going to go through, so we'll keep it 57-12. Time starting to dwindle down, not only just in this game, but in the championships overall.
Yeah, just the final 2 games. Felt like it was going to take forever when we first started on Thursday, but here we are.
Yeah. Started off as a marathon, we're into the sprint, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, the senior women's Celtics are arriving to put themselves in a position to take the bench and take the field for their final game of the tournament.
And there's the blow of the whistles there for the referee as Alberta. They gave up an early try and then managed to put unanswered points on the board. And they'll come away with the victory against New Brunswick. So
yeah, just a massive thank you to both teams. And New Brunswick, took some creativity and hard work from everybody involved there to put a team together, but I hope it was worth it, and I hope the experience was worth it. And to Alberta, all the traveling involved in coming to a place like this and the logistics, and yeah, hope it was an enjoyable time for everyone. And
I'm sure that Alberta's enjoyed some East Coast hospitality. So we'll step aside and we'll go down. We'll track down a player from Alberta and sign this one off. 2 left to go here at the 2025 U19 Senior Atlantic Rugby Championships here at Maritime Athletic Profiles. Here with Cassie Mann, Alberta with a win over New Brunswick in their final game here at the championships. Congratulations on the win. I know we've done this before. Your thoughts on the victory?
It was a really, really great game. I think everything just kind of came together for us in this last game, so really, really nice to see.
Yeah, so basically how's this experience been for you?
Awesome. It's really, really great to get to play some high-level rugby. We're really happy to come out here and get to play against some really, really great teams. So I think some really good competition going into varsity season coming up. Yeah.
As I was saying in the broadcast, it's a combination of two teams from Edmonton, like North, and Calgary South that have come together. So what has been the key to having like the successful run that you had here at the championships, not having a lot of time to play together before that?
I think just coming together so we'd meet halfway and knowing that we didn't have a lot of time, so using the time to our advantage when we did have time.
Okay, I'm not going to take too much of your time because they're in there, they're doing medal presentations, so thank you and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
Cassie Mann from Team Alberta, they came away with a victory over New Brunswick. So that will wrap it up. We've almost there. We're just almost across the finish line. We've got 2 more to go. More senior women's action coming up, and we'll have it in just a couple moments here on Maritime Athletic Profiles. So for Matt Malotz, my name's Dan Hobson. Thank you for tuning in.